In the Mix with B.Fly Beauty. And for those of you that are just tuning in, let me tell you a little bit about our show. Our show is everything fashion, whether we're talking about things that's going on in the community that ties into fashion. We're speaking to aspiring models, designers, new clothing lines, sometimes new cosmetic line, anything related to fashion. So today in the studio, we have an awesome guest. I'm going to introduce you to Othniel.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Othniel. Make sure you follow me, Tall Black Dude on Instagram. Yeah, happy to be here. So glad to be here.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do that's related to fashion and in the industry.
Well, I'm an aspiring model, an actor, and rapper. Modeling is where I started. That's where I first got my foot into the door. First got introduced to the industry. I realized I love runway, I love print. And you know, as time went on, I got opportunities to try different acting gigs and whatnot. I realized I loved that too. And then things just started to keep growing. I discovered I love making music also. So I figured I loved all these things, I might as well pursue them and see where it goes.
Okay, now your name, where does your name derive from? Like, what nationality are you? Because that name is unique. It's a unique name.
So I'm Haitian, born and raised in Miami. The name is actually Hebrew. It's in the Bible. My parents actually took all of my brother's names from there.
Okay.
Mine is the only weird one. It's Jude, Joshua, Caleb, and Othniel. You know what I mean? But I learned to love it. And yeah, that's me now.
Okay. So let me ask you, do you experience any challenges by, you know, I want to talk to you first about modeling. What type of challenges do you experience out there in the industry right now?
Well, first, the beginning is always the toughest, just because at the beginning you don't know anyone. It's hard to get an idea of how to make certain things happen or what direction to go or what steps to take, because there's not necessarily a how-to book on how to be a fantastic runway model, and even other runway models, they'll have different routes they took. So the beginning was tough because, you know, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
You know, you have to meet people, and at the same time, you know, being fresh and trying to meet people, you're not sure whom to get the best information from or who really has your best interest at the end of the day. So it was definitely a struggle. And at the beginning, you have no experience either. Yeah. You know, you don't have any pictures.
But you just have the drive that you know, hey, I want to do this.
Exactly.
It's something that I want to do.
Exactly. It's like one of them jobs that say you need experience, but you need experience to get the job.
Exactly.
You need the job for experience. So it was tough. The beginning was the toughest, that's for sure.
Okay, well that's good. So let me ask you a little bit behind the scenes, because for those of you that don't know him, he's walked for us a couple of times before. Actually, he appeared in one of the magazine features, so good job to him. So tell me a little bit about your feelings about the different things that goes on behind the scenes.
Well, behind the scenes,
I know that was a lot. People don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, at showcases. It's it can be pretty intense.
Some of it might have to stay behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Let me see. Behind the scenes is interesting because you wouldn't have never known what it's like until you've been there, honestly. Behind the scenes is really cool just because, you know, you do get to meet a lot of different cool people, and you guys get to talk while you're working and just be hanging out and whatnot. And being behind the scenes, you get to see, you know, how the magic really happens and how things really work. And being behind the scenes was really interesting because it made me understand about how possible these things really are. So being behind the scenes and seeing how a production is put on, or seeing how they shoot a music video, I start to realize, like, oh, this is doable. Like, this is possible. Like, I can definitely do this if I wanted to. So behind the scenes, it's really fun. You know, it can vary so much depending on what you do, like what kind of event it is, whether it's a runway show or you're shooting for a TV show. Like, the vibe and atmosphere can be so different, and it can be great depending on, you know, the people back there. But usually it's pretty fun behind the scenes, honestly. So
let me ask you, okay, when you're behind the scenes, say you're doing a music video versus music video, runway, or acting, which one is more intense?
Oh, more intense.
I know that's
most of the time. I mean, it's an interesting question because it's different versions of intense.
Yeah.
Where, so like the runway show, for example, you know, there's a chain of events, how everything has to go, everything has to be on a schedule. So it's really relaxed in the sense that you're back there, you can chop it up, you can talk, you can be on the phone, whatever, but you have to make sure everything is on time.
Yes.
I mean, you cannot be slipping with time. With music videos, the intensity is a little bit different just because since no one's seen the video yet, you can't really be on your phone. You know, they're really adamant about being on your phone and having cameras out, so you have to be, you know, real low key and really keep that in mind. With TV shows, the intensity is a little bit different, just because I wouldn't really call it intense, in my opinion. At the end of the day, things have to get done at a certain time also, because, you know, time is money on set. Like, if you're there for a minute, someone's paying for that minute, you know what I mean? You know, what's intense is like little things like having to be super quiet when they're trying to record sound, or making sure, you know, you don't like walk by and they see your shadow or something. Some little things you might not even really think about. Those little things might make it intense, but they're all still really fun. I'm still doing it, so I must love it back there. You know what I mean? So, that's great.
Well, that's good. So you've done things like you've done things like Betty Takes New York. You were extra, or did you have an actual reading part?
So it's I was sort of in the middle. So I didn't have lines, but I was a featured extra. So you know, if you watch the episode, you will see my face. Like, it's definitely me there for sure. Like, you get a good like 5-6 seconds looking at my face. Like, it's definitely me.
Okay.
And even though I didn't have any lines, it was so cool just to be in front of the camera, because, you know, since my dreams are so huge, it can be easy to be discouraged since you're not there yet.
Exactly.
But you do have to, like, you know, enjoy those little baby steps you do take, and enjoy those moments, just because no matter how small the step is, it is still a step forward. So you know, you always have to acknowledge it and be happy with those.
Yeah, man, that was on a major network. That was on a major network. Cool. So you also did. Now, I've seen this video. I saw just a little clip of you in City Girls video. So how was that? Was that fun? The
City Girls video was interesting. It was definitely fun. But it was funny because, so, you know, we get to set and they tell me, okay. That's another thing too. You never know what you're really gonna be doing until you get there. That's always another thing. So I get there and, you know, they start me playing a cop, and they say everybody's gonna be lip syncing the song or singing the song. So everybody, you know, make sure I know the lyrics.
I was about to ask you how. Okay, so did you know the lyrics before you came?
I did not. I did not. You know, for actor, everybody knows the chorus. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
You know, everybody can say that. Yeah. But, you know, he's like, you know, we gotta learn the words, and everybody's looking around like, we gotta learn the words to this whole song.
Yeah.
And we about to, like, we already in costume, we about to go on in like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, he prints out the lyrics for everyone.
Oh my God.
But I knew for a fact I wasn't about to learn the lyrics to this song right away. So in my mind, it's funny because I'm usually in the background, so I'm like, you know, I just mumble, whatever, it'll be fine. But this one particular time is like, hey, I want you in front of the car. So I'm like right in front of the camera, like you can see my lips, like not knowing the words or whatever. We shot it like 1,000,000 times, so luckily the more we shot it, the more words I got.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, I definitely did not get all those words. That might be, maybe that's why my scene was so short. Actually, that might be why, man. Now think about it. I was definitely mumbling for a lot of that song, man.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I couldn't tell by looking at the video, but that's fun. So, I mean, how long have you been doing this?
So, I first started doing runway in 2014, but at that point, I was doing it just to try something new. It was on the college campus, and someone invited me to, hey, like, why don't you be a model? Why don't you try it? And I said I had no reason not to try it, so I'm like, why not? Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had a really great time doing it. But at the beginning, to me, it was just still a hobby, and I still had that mindset that nobody makes it in the entertainment industry. Like, it's still an impossible dream. And then one day I really sat down and realized, well, like,
it's possible.
Why can't it be me? You know what I'm saying? I had to really realize, like, there's a bunch of people that do make it. Like, it's clearly not impossible. You know what I mean? So I thought to myself, like, why can't it be me? So, you know, it's something that I love to do. I have so much fun doing it, and to be able to get paid to do it would be a dream come true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's very hard out here. A lot of people take models, actors for granted, and here's why I say that, because, you know, every model, actor, the main thing is to get out there. So you're trying to get out there, you're trying to build your brand, and, you know, it's exciting. Hey, this is a major network, and but at least they pay you, but I'm talking about smaller smaller entities. But you try to get out there, and you're out there, you're doing all of this work, and then it's like zero pay. Like, are you even getting paid for like through photos or other type of gifts? Or
so one thing I'll say, not all models are rich. We are not rich yet, man. The beginning is very taxing. So at the beginning, since you have no experience, you have to build a portfolio. So you have to sort of build your experience, and what that means is you do a lot of work for free, because you need those pictures that work would provide. So you do the work for free so you can get pictures with the idea and intention that eventually that experience will lead you to paying gigs in the future. And that's always so tough, because it gets to a point where you're doing all this stuff for free to get experience, and now you have experience, so now you do want to transition into getting paid. And that's always tough, because well you've been working for this photographer for free, or you've been working for this designer for free, and they love that about you. So now, money is an awkward conversation in any industry, in any job you're doing. This is no different, you know what I mean? So trying to have that conversation, because at the end of the day, it's not even trying to be a burden on the designer, but you value your time as well, and you want to do this as a career, as a job. So you put money into being a model, you put money into, like, let's say, staying healthy, going to different places. For women, you have to have a whole bunch of heels. Women have to have a whole bunch of different heels. You get your hair done all the time.
Sometimes you have to come in makeup ready.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things.
You never know when you might get called. You might get called today for a job tomorrow, and if your hair is not done, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
So you have to be sort of camera ready. That's one thing people don't realize. You can be called anytime, so you almost have to be camera ready all the time. You have to make sure your hair lined up all the time, the fade, make it look good.
Which is expense. This is expense. It's an expense. So the thing is, when you've been working with some designers for a long period of time, I don't think they're actually thinking about, hey, you know what? Let me look out for him now, because he's put in the work with me. I don't think some designers think about it like that. I think they just think, okay, he's my ride or die, and he's going to be there. But at what point do you say, hey, this is a great opportunity? Is any payment or anything coming my way without offending them?
That's
a question, because I can speak from B.Fly's end. All gigs are not paid gigs. I mean, that. You've worked with us before. You've worked with us before. Some paid and some not. Right. So I guess it just depends on the project. But if it's something that, again, I'm speaking on our behalf, if it's something that you're not getting paid for in cash, we will provide other things like photos. Like we do a lot of photo building. But I think that's something that in the industry that, the fashion industry needs to work on. I think models versus actors and, video, they always get paid. They always get paid some sort of compensation, whether it's just $100, $50, or what have you. So I think we in the fashion industry need to learn how to balance, especially if we're using the same models repeatedly. So I feel like we need to learn how to balance a little bit. So that being said, what are some of the obstacles that you dealt with?
Well,
you can start, or any of the genres, whether it's acting, modeling, music video. What are some of the obstacles?
It's always hard trying to transition into a new image. And what I mean by that is, let's say one day you decide, hey, you want to start modeling. It's hard to get people to start looking at you as a model. Like, oh, you weren't a model like yesterday, like it's a model all of a sudden. So, and then it's hard to get people to take you seriously at the beginning, because especially these days in the climate we're in, where there's a lot of, let's say, Instagram models, and a lot of things like that sort of start to dilute how serious people take models. You know what I mean? Because now you can just be posting pictures on Instagram and claim you're a model, as compared to someone who might have, let's say, only 100 followers, but she did fashion shows in New York and Paris and whatnot. It's a big difference and whatnot. So at the point where, let's say, I convince everybody, like, okay, I'm a model, I'm doing this serious, And then when I started doing music, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, there's not this model's trying to do music. You know,
so
they already have
really
like
taking you serious.
Yeah, like they already take these. I'm already, you know, one step back just because since I'm not a rapper at the time, they not gonna take that song as seriously. You know what I mean? So you know, trying to make sure you get taken seriously is an obstacle.
That's the hard part.
Trying to. Another thing also is that like a lot of times, since you're so hungry for work at the beginning, you know, it can be easy to get tricked. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of scammers out there. Since models are so hungry, there are people that'll take advantage of the fact that models are so hungry. Because it's not an industry where, you know, if you want to work for somebody, you do an interview, there's a screening process. No, like sometimes they might DM you on Instagram like, hey, I want to work with you. Or you might get an email from a person you never got an email from before and be like, hey, you know, I wanted to have this job for you. And luckily for me, I met a photographer early on in my career who sort of mentored me and guided me. He did it for free also. Visualized by Kelvin, follow him. He hooked it up. And he put me onto a lot of things. A lot of times if an opportunity seems too good to be true, it probably is. A lot of times. A lot of times if, like little things like, a lot of times if a designer says he's going to pay you beforehand, that's one of them things like, that's probably not a good sign.
Why would you pay me beforehand?
You see,
not a deposit, but right. You talking about full payment? Beforehand.
So, you know, right now, to us it sounds crazy, but in the beginning of your model career, it sounds legit. It doesn't sound like there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? So it can be easy to get fooled. And honestly, you know, there's a lot of photographers that, you know, are, like I said, will prey on the fact that you're new to the industry, so you don't know how things work. So if a photographer says, hey, you know, I want you to, you know, lower your underwear a little bit, it's gonna be a perfect shoot. He's playing on the fact that he's experienced and you know he's experienced, so you're gonna believe what he says. You know what I mean? And since you don't have the experience, you're thinking to yourself, well, maybe this is how shoots go, or maybe well, he must know what he's talking about. Exactly.
It's just amazing that you said that, because that's how a lot of female models are preyed upon. And that's why I took a stand and I was committed to my daughters from when they were young, starting out modeling, 11, 12. And I just, anytime they had a photo shoot, I was there. Anytime, any type of gig, I was there. Now, I was never in the way. Most of the time, I end up being behind the camera, you know, holding lights and stuff like that. But I was involved. So, you started this as an adult or as a teenager?
As an adult.
Oh, okay. So you didn't. Oh, okay. So pretty much it was you.
Yeah.
So you really didn't have.
I was me. Yes, I was me.
You really didn't have, you know, like a big support system at that time, right?
No, not at the beginning, because, you know, like I said, like it's tough for people to take you seriously when you say you want to be an actor or you want to be a model or something like that, because of the fact that, you know, you see actors and models on TV and you forget they're real people at the end of the day. Like, these were people who might have came up from the same beginnings as you, or even worse. So to see them there, you got to understand, like, people do try to get there. Like, people can't get there. And, you know, people will start supporting you when they start to see your results. You know what I mean? At the beginning, they'll be like, oh, you're trying to be a model. He's probably going to quit in a few months or whatever. So at the beginning, you have to really be able to support yourself, like mentally, and convince yourself to keep going. Because once you get over that first hump, the beginning where, you know, you've created this image of a model, things do get a little bit easier because, you know, you're on the train now and you're going. It might be moving slow, but you're on the train now at least. You know what I mean? So I definitely had to, and I can't lie, I definitely had a lot of friends who did support me. I'm not gonna lie, there were definitely a bunch of friends and like my girlfriend that told me, you know, you can do this, you know, just like gotta keep going, because you do need to hear that.
You do need to hear that. You do need to have a support system, because it's hard, especially if you don't really have the direction yet, that you're trying to still figure out, okay, am I doing this right? Should I be doing this way? Should I be doing it this way? But let me tell you, because you have a lot of designer friends, you can also reach out to them and ask them, hey, critiquing me, is there something else that I can be doing different, or is there something that I can be doing that will push me further out there. And you also can ask them, what's the difference between me and another model? To get, you know,
wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, like you can one-on-one, you can ask them that, and then you can see what you need to do to further set yourself apart from everyone else. So I mean, it's hard, but you'll get it. You're getting it actually. Now you just need to get to the point where you're actually having the income come in. So
right.
I'm there with you. We're all there together. Look, it's tough. It is tough. We're all there together. Like media stuff. I'm doing media for big shows and things like that, and still not, you know, getting compensated. Every once in a while, I'll get thrown something, but it's a building thing. It doesn't. That's why I say it doesn't matter what you're doing. You always have to start out at a certain level and then keep it going. So I feel you on that. But you know, it's next. So what do you feel about contracts? Because when I do shows, I have people sign a contract, letting them know in the beginning, hey, this, you know, whether you're getting paid for this or you're getting paid through photos and then other type of gifts. So how do you feel about contracts?
So at this point, like I've seen a bunch of contracts, and it can be easy to get to a point where you just say, oh, I'm gonna just sign it. I don't feel like reading it, because a lot of times you will see, like, let's say a bunch of media talent releases, and for the most part mostly the same. And since you've seen it, it can be easy to get to a point where I'm gonna just sign. I don't want to read it. One thing I will say, read your contracts.
Hello.
Read your contracts. Oh, like stay in the habit of reading your contract. I remember there was one time where people weren't reading it, and you know, she handed me mine, and I sat there and read it, and the way she looked at me, I could tell she just expected me to sign it, but no, I had to sit there and read it, because you need to know what you are signing. You know what I'm saying? Because the moment you put your signature on a piece of paper, it's binding. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what was on it at that point, because you signed it. You know what I mean? So always read your contract. It's as simple as that. Always read your contract.
Good advice. See, you're listening to the man, and he's, like I said, he's multi-talented, whether it's, you know, video, whether he's doing runway. But let's talk about him in rapping, because he's a rapper. He's a rapper as well. So how and what motivated you to get into music?
So what's funny is the way it happened. My little brother, he was going to college, and he was having, you know, that they invite, you know, that weekend where they invite parents to see the campus. Or my parents couldn't come, so I went with them. But I had went to college already, so I was in this one parent session, and it was just so boring. Everything I all heard it all before. I knew how to go to college and whatever. So just because I was distracted again, I just started writing. I just started writing something, and you know, it was like I was writing. I'm like, this sound kind of dope. Like it was going pretty good. So at one point I'm like, I want to rap this on Instagram. Let me go do something with this or whatever. I had a bunch of fun doing it. I had a bunch of great feedback. So I'm like, you know what? Let me make a video for it. Let me make a video just so it's funny or whatever. That was my first time making a music video from like start to scratch, where it's my own vision. Like it's something I built from the beginning. It's a good feeling in it. Yeah, it was great, because it's the first time I saw the editing part. Video editing is tough. It is a long process. My video was maybe 4 minutes. It took like 3 weeks to edit that video. I did not realize. It's a process. I did not realize. Like,
this part is the easy part. Right. It's the editing that's just like, ugh.
I did not realize, and at the same time, since I wasn't so familiar with film jargon and terms, me trying to communicate my idea to the videographer, I'm so glad he was patient with me, by the way, because I'm trying to tell him like, hey, you know, make this go like this somehow. I didn't know any terms and nothing. Yeah. So the video editing process was so tough, but it was so rewarding by the end of it, because, or even before the end of it, cause just to see it being built, like you see your vision start to come to life and whatnot, see it become real.
That's the wonderful thing.
And it was great, and you know, finally got to the point, release day, I was so happy I released it, you know, great feedback, and it was just so fun to do. And you know, I'm like, you know, I had so much fun making the music, and the ideas keep coming. So I'm like, let me just go pursue it for real. I'm like, I'm already pursuing these crazy dreams. I might as well add another crazy one to it. You know what I mean?
But I don't think it's crazy. I think that's just it's something that you want to do, and go for it. Always go for it. It's nothing wrong with being multi-talented. You're already multi-talented. So,
Thank you.
I mean, you look at a lot of people. Look at LL. He's rapping. He's still rapping.
Still raps.
Still making money rapping, you know.
And CSI also.
Yes.
But I'm still on TV too.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, he's acting, you know. He's doing the different things with his wife, with the jury for the breast cancer. So, I mean, you know, they're doing a lot of stuff out here. There's a lot of people that's multi-talented. Go for it. Just make sure your paper's straight. Make sure your paper's straight.
That might be the advice of the day. Go for it.
Go
make sure your paper's
for
straight.
it and make sure your paper is straight. Make sure your contract's straight and your paper's straight. There you go. So let me ask you a question. When you're making decisions, do you listen to your gut?
Always, always. At the end of the day, you know, you feel a certain way about something for a reason. You know what I mean? It's never by coincidence. And one thing I always thought about, one thing I realized that, like, let's say you have to make a decision, and you know someone else tells you which way to go about it. If that person's wrong, you will be so upset that you listen to that person.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you chose to listen to that person, so it's your own fault. But let's say you listen to your gut and make the decision yourself, and let's say it's still wrong. At the end of the day,
at least you can know it's your decision.
It was your decision,
yeah.
And for you to have made the wrong choice, you're gonna learn from it. And that's one thing, especially in this industry, you have to do a lot of, because it's gonna come with a lot of L's, a lot of failures and whatnot. But I realized that you're not really failing if you fail, because those failures are all part of the process to succeed.
Those are learning.
You know what I mean?
Tools, yeah.
So what you really have to do is those failures, whatever happened, you say to yourself, why did it happen? Like, what did I do wrong? What did I do different? And you learn from it. And you have to take those L's in stride, because like I said, that's part of the process. And you'll only fail if you let that L bring you down. If you let that failure keep you down and you quit, that's the only way you failed. But failure is part of the process. So definitely trust your gut, even if it's wrong sometimes. Keep trusting your gut, and it'll definitely you'll definitely thank yourself later. Actually, that's a fact, man.
That is a fact, but just use it as a learning tool. Everything is a learning. It's a learning process. So, what's going on trending in fashion for you? What's hot for you in fashion?
Man, fashion. Trends. I can't say I really follow trends or even try to keep up with trends, to be honest. Just because, as far as what I want to wear, as far as what I like, I just have to go to the store and find out. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. If I see something on IG or something and it looks cool, then I'll be like, oh, that's kind of dope. Let me go get it. But I never like buy something because of the fact that it's trending. You know what I mean? If I like it, I'll buy it. You know what I mean?
Because I buy stuff, you know, that I like. Somebody may say, oh, that is ugly. I say, to you, to me, it's fashionable, you know? Right. So I'm not really one to follow the trends. Like sometimes my hair is purple, you know? So I'm not one to really follow the trends. However, when I'm styling someone, I will, you know, I will follow whatever trend is going out there. But as far as me, what I wear, no, it's just whatever I feel like it's going to be trendy to me.
Yeah, whatever I feel like I look good in that moment.
Okay.
And, you know, if you feel like you look good, then no one can tell you nothing, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because like if you, let's say you don't like your outfit, but all your friends tell you it looks good, like you're not gonna feel like you look good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll be there the whole night thinking like, oh, why did I wear this?
Like, oh
whatever.
God, what was I thinking?
Like regardless of what other people are saying. But if it was the reverse, let's say you like your outfit, but nobody else does.
Yeah.
You will feel fine because you feel like you look good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like nothing, nobody can tell you nothing.
Exactly.
So wear what you want to wear. I mean, don't go outside looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Let me before I continue.
We gonna look
crazy.
at you. We gonna look at you like,
You know what I'm saying? But definitely follow your gut in all aspects. Your fashion, your career choices. Definitely always follow your gut.
Great advice. Again, make sure your paper is straight.
Make sure the paper
and
is
make sure
straight.
your contract is straight.
Read the contract.
Read the contract.
Not stress that enough.
Read the fine print, because when it's fine like that, that's the times where you're like, I got time to be reading. And that's the important information. Trust me, the little fine print is the important information.
The smaller the letters, the more important it is, man.
When you get that magnifying glass, that means something is going on there. So think about that, everybody. So if anybody wanted to reach you through IG or any type of social media, or even, you know, reach out to you for booking, how can they do that?
So you can definitely follow me on IG. It's Tall Black Dude. Exactly how it sounds. Tall Black Dude. You can follow me. I'm on Spotify and Apple Music. Authentic. That's OTHENTIC. That'll all be on my Instagram as well. So definitely follow me. I'll follow most of you guys back, and yeah, we can make this thing happen. Yeah.
Okay, well, this is Ava, and you've been watching In the Mix with B.Fly Beauty.
Medina, always beaming, rag top, chrome pipes, blue lights out of sight. Long weed sold in, say it again, sold in. Make that money, throw it in, booty bouncing, don't get Rolls Royce, Lamborghini, blue Medina, always beaming, rag top, chrome pipes, blue lights out of sight. Long weed sold in, say it again, sold in. Make that money, throw it in.